Hey guys, it's Greg Hardy and I want to welcome you to my channel. I wanted to make a video today that has come from years of experience. A huge part of where I am financially is because I learned these 10 lessons over the years. Some of them I learned the hard way. So if you find yourself struggling financially, maybe some of these lessons I learned will have a positive impact on your financial situation. Now let's not waste any time and get started. My faith is a cornerstone of who I am personally and financially. Let me tell you a story. Back in my 20s and even my early 30s, I was single, had a good job, a nice car, my own home, but I didn't have one thing. I prayed and prayed for God to place a woman in my life that I could share it with. One day, I was in my local church and they had a sermon on finances. Now imagine that, a church talking about money, right? But this one was different. My pastor talked about the importance of obedience and trusting God with your finances. That's different, right? The message was that God owns it all anyways, and you were just a steward of what He's blessed you with. He also discussed tithing 10% and how that you can do more with the 90% than you could do with the 100%. I felt convicted, and shortly after that sermon, I began tithing, and I kid you not, about 2 weeks later, I met the woman that I married. And I genuinely believe by me becoming obedient to God and not withholding my tithe, He answered my prayer and gave me my wife. How do I know this? Because she checked absolutely every box of every prayer that I ever prayed for. Changing your perspective on money can change your life. Did you know that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income? In my experience, having multiple streams of income has been a game changer for me financially. For a long time, I relied on my main job for everything. But once I started exploring other ways to earn money, like investing and side hustles, I realized how much security it gave me. There's just something reassuring about knowing that if one stream dries up, I've got other options to fall back on. It takes away a lot of the financial stress because I'm not relying on just one paycheck to cover everything. Beyond the peace of mind, I found that having extra income streams has helped me reach my goals much faster. When I started investing in real estate, I noticed how quickly the money began to add up. It gave me the flexibility to save more, invest more, and enjoy life a little more. For me, it's about creating opportunities and not having to worry about every financial hiccup that comes my way. From my own experience, one of the best decisions I made for my finances was learning to stop buying stuff that I didn't need. For a long time, I would buy things just because they were on sale or because I thought they would make me happy in the moment. But looking back, most of that stuff ended up collecting dust or just getting tossed out in the garbage. Once I started focusing on what I really needed, my spending habits changed, and so did my savings. It's amazing how quickly you can free up money when you stop wasting it on the things that you don't actually need and the things that don't add value to your life. Not only did it help me save more, but it also gave me more control over my money. I realized that by buying less, I could be investing more in things that mattered, like experiences, savings, or paying off debt. Now, instead of impulse buying, I ask myself, do I really need this? And more often than not, the answer is no. It's a small shift, but it's made a huge difference in how I manage my finances and stay focused on my long-term goals. Sticking to a budget has been one of the most powerful tools for managing my finances. I used to just spend without really tracking where my money was going, and at the end of the month, I'd always wonder why I wasn't making any progress. Once I started using a budget, everything changed. It showed me exactly where my money was going, and it helped me to make better decisions about spending and saving. I wasn't flying blind anymore. I had a plan, and it made all the difference. What I've learned is that a budget doesn't have to be restrictive. It actually gives you more control. It allows you to spend on the things that matter while making sure you're saving for your goals. For me, it was a game changer in helping me to stay focused on paying off debt and building my savings. Now I can clearly see where every dollar goes, and it's helped me feel more confident about my finances. Now guys, if you're finding value in this video, please hit that like button and also consider subscribing to this channel if you want to see more content like this. Investing in yourself is one of the best decisions that you can make. When I first started focusing on personal growth, whether through learning new skills, taking courses, or even just reading more, it paid off in ways that I didn't expect. Not only did it help me grow professionally, but it also boosted my confidence and opened up new opportunities. The time and money I spent on self-improvement came back to me tenfold, both in my career and in my personal life. I found that when you invest in yourself, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Whether it's developing those new skills, improving your health, or expanding your knowledge, these are the things that no one can take away from you. It's about becoming a better version of yourself and making sure that you're equipped for whatever life might throw your way. For me, it's been one of the most rewarding investments, and it keeps paying off as I continue to grow and learn. I've learned that keeping your investments simple is the best way to go. When I first started investing, I got caught up in trying to pick individual stocks or chase the latest trends, but it just left me feeling overwhelmed. Once I simplified my approach, focusing on basic, long-term investments like index funds or real estate, I found it much easier to manage. Plus, I saw more consistent growth without all the stress and guesswork. Now, what's worked best for me is sticking to what I understand and not trying to overcomplicate things. Simple investments don't just give you peace of mind, but they also help you stay the course and avoid any unnecessary risks. By keeping things straightforward, I've been able to grow my portfolio steadily without constantly worrying about market swings or trying to time things perfectly. It's all about being patient and letting your money work for you over time. I learned that by not spending too much on depreciating assets has made a huge difference in my financial life. When I was younger, I used to buy things like newer cars or the latest gadgets, thinking that they were worth the money. I remember being 23 years old, and when I started working right after college, I bought a 1-year-old BMW 325i. That car was so nice, but I quickly realized that those things lose value fast, and I wasn't getting much in return. Once I started being more mindful of where I put my money, especially avoiding big purchases that depreciate, I noticed that my savings started to grow. Now I focus on spending more on things that hold value or increase in value over time, like investments or real estate. It's easy to get caught up in buying flashy things, but in the long run, it just drains your finances. I'd rather look poor and be rich than look rich and be poor. With that said, avoid spending too much on things that lose value. I've been able to keep more of my money working for me and build a stronger financial foundation because of it. From firsthand experience, investing in what you know has been one of the smartest moves that I've made. When I first started out, I tried putting my money into things that I didn't fully understand, and it just left me frustrated and losing money on top of it. But once I focused on areas that I knew well, like real estate and ETFs that I've researched, I felt more confident and made better decisions. Knowing the ins and outs of what I'm investing in has helped me avoid costly mistakes and stay patient when things get tough. Sticking to what you know also helps you to stay focused on the long term. For me, it's been about making informed decisions instead of chasing the next big thing or following the crowd. I'm not looking to make quick wins, but to stay disciplined. By investing in areas that I understand, I can track my progress, stay calm during market changes, and actually enjoy the process. It's not about trying to know everything, it's about making smart choices with the knowledge you have already. Setting goals for yourself is key to making real progress, especially when it comes to your finances. For a long time, I didn't have clear goals, and I was just saving or investing without a plan. But once I started setting specific goals, like paying off debt, building up an emergency fund, or saving for a big purchase, everything became more focused. It gave me something to work towards, and that made it easier to stay disciplined with my money. I'm a huge believer in setting smart goals. Having clear goals also keeps you motivated. For me, when I know exactly what I'm aiming for, it's easier to make better financial decisions. Whether it's short-term goals like saving for a vacation, or long-term ones like for retirement. Each goal gives me a sense of direction. It's a lot easier to stay on track when you know what you want to achieve and that you can measure your progress along the way. This is a big one, guys. Learning to live within my means has been one of the most important steps for building a solid financial foundation. Early on, I used to spend more than I should, thinking I could just pay it off later. But all that did was create unnecessary stress and debt. Once I made the decision to only spend what I could afford and focus on saving the rest, everything started to change. It gave me more control over my finances, and helped me break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Living within your means isn't about depriving yourself. It's about making smart choices with your money. For me, it meant cutting back on unnecessary expenses and focusing on what really mattered. Over time, I found that by spending less than I earned, I was able to save more, invest more, and work towards my financial goals without constantly worrying about money. It's a simple shift, but it makes a big difference in the long run. Looking back at everything that I've shared, it all really comes down to the lessons that I've learned through my own financial journey. Each of these lessons, whether it's keeping things simple, setting goals, or learning to live within my means, has played a crucial role in helping me to build a stronger and more stable financial life. When I first started, I didn't have all the answers. Heck, I still don't. But I made my share of mistakes too, like overspending on things that depreciated or getting caught up in complicated investments I didn't fully understand. But over time, I found that focusing on simplicity, discipline, and self-investment has brought me the most success. For those of you who are married or are thinking about getting married, it also really helps having a spouse that's on the same page as you are financially. I can say with zero hesitation that my wife and I are on the same page and have the same views on money. I learned before getting married that the number one cause of divorce is money fights and money problems. So we made absolutely sure that we agreed on our finances before getting married, and it has made for a very stress-free marriage. The big takeaway for me is that financial growth doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't require you to be perfect. It's about making small, smart decisions consistently. Whether it's learning to stop buying stuff that you don't need, sticking to a budget, or setting clear goals. Each step has helped me create a foundation that I can rely on. By sharing these personal insights, I hope to encourage others to take control of their own finances in a way that feels manageable and empowering. If you want to learn more about growing your wealth, then check out this video right here. But before you do that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video and that you got something out of it. I'll see you in the next one.